Hey guys, it's Abhimanyu, and today I have for you a 100 plus ground war domination game. I end up with 101 kill, and I think it's 20 deaths. I do die a lot in this game, and this is by no means one of my better games or something like that. I was hunting for quite a while for this 100 plus game. This is only the second time I managed to do it. The first time I actually got 113 kills on bootleg. It's a pretty old game, and I submitted that to one of the bigger YouTubers to maybe upload it. I don't know if he will upload it or not. But this was the second time and the first time I'm posting a 100 plus game on my channel. But like I said, I've gotten at least a couple of better games before this one, but they always seem to I'll either shoot down my support or the game would end really fast. So I would end up with 90 or 80 or something kills like that. So yeah, this is the second time I actually got a 100 plus game. But the topic I want to talk about today is being an objective player. And there is quite a few things I would like to discuss on this topic. And even though this is going to be a pretty long video, I think it's going to be around 11 minutes. I still don't think I don't know if I will be able to cover everything, but I also have another pretty good ground war domination game that I will post maybe tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, where I get a little don't get as much kills as in this game. However, it's very intense game. In the end, basically, I managed to single-handedly turn the game in our favor. And yeah, and I might continue discussion into that game. The reason why I was inspired to talk about being objective player is one of the reasons is you'll see we actually end up losing this game, and I wanted to talk about a little bit also about that, but also because I'm quite often criticized, or maybe not quite often, but at least now and then I'm criticized when I post these Moab gameplays that I don't play the objective. And for all of you that criticize me, all that I can say, mostly you are right. You are right. When I go for these Moabs, very often I totally ignore the objective. Usually what you don't see is that when I do get in Moab, the first thing I will do, I will jump on the flag. But still, you are right. When I go for certain Moab, something that I would like to post on my channel, very often I don't go for the objective. But this kind of lately I got a little bit different perspective on doing that, and I'll explain you why. Lately I'm quite a bit playing with some of my subscribers. There are quite a few subscribers that often send me invites to join them and play with them. And some of them have the whole team and they want me to play with their whole team. Some of them we just play like 2 or 3 guys and stuff like that. Lately I'm kind of hesitating to accept these invites, and if I didn't accept some of your invites, basically this is because I have horrible connection on this game. Very often I have really bad connection. Just yesterday I played with one of my subscribers. We played about 20 games and not a single game I got 4 bars. Every single game was so horrible. I was so frustrated. At the end I went and turned on Xbox and played on Xbox, and this is one of the stupidest things, one of the things that I don't understand. When I play on Xbox, I have the same connection. I take the cable out of my computer, I put it in the Xbox, and I always have a better connection on Xbox than I do have on the PC. And I really don't understand how this freaking lag compensation works. Why I get such a bad connection on PC, and why can I have better connection on Xbox? It's really stupid. But anyway, what I wanted to say is, when I play alone and if I have like a really bad connection, I tend to very often leave the game and search for another game with a better connection. However, when I play like with a team with some of my subscribers, I cannot just constantly switch the games and leave the lobbies, and for them that will be annoying as hell. So when I play with them, I kind of have to stick with whatever connection I get that I have to play. And this is why, because lately I like 9 out of 10 games I have bad connection. I'm kind of hesitated to accept some of these invites, and I almost rather play alone. So okay, I can just, if the connection is too bad, I can just quit and search for another game. But what I wanted to say about is all of these friends or subscribers or however that I play with them are pretty good players. Basically every one of them has already got at least 1 or 2 Moabs. I have some of them that actually get Moabs on a regular basis. And you know, it happened to me quite a few times in this couple of let's say week or two, that when I played with them, I played objective really hard and I tried to win the game, and we end up losing the game. All the while one of these friends got a Moab. And you know, if you're one of them, there are no bad feelings, don't get me wrong. I done that not 100 but many times. I'm just explaining what, you know, the point I want to make. It's there are no bad feelings or anything like that. But now I got a first-hand experience what it means to play like the objective, trying to win the game, and then you end up losing the game because you have someone on the team that really doesn't care and all he does is try to get a Moab. And you know, at the end, I must admit, sometimes can be frustrating. Like for example, the game I remember the most is I played a game of Demolition, and I remember I don't know if we won the first round or the second round, but the game went into the, you know, how is it called, to the last round, to the overtime. And I managed, just before the game went into the overtime, I managed to secure an attack chopper and strafe run for my team, and that should more or less mean a easy victory for our team as long as they have EMP. But you know, it turned out so that I called in the last round the strafe run and attack chopper, and I was the only one trying to plant at that time the bomb. And you know, while we have all these choppers in the air, no one was trying to either plant, and at the end up it turned the day the enemy team planted, and I was the only one trying to defuse. And I don't know, I died at least 4 or 5 times just running trying to defuse. And at the meantime, this my friend, he got a Moab, and he called the Moab in a couple of last seconds, and at the end we lost the game. And so I got the first-hand experience that it can really be sometimes stupid when you're, you know, fighting to try to win the game, and then you lose the game because some player that actually has quite a lot of skill. And you know, on the contrary, what some people think, I know that even if you don't play the objective, it takes quite a decent amount of skill to get the Moab in this game, even though some would like to try to deny that, and probably just because they cannot get a Moab. So even if you ignore the objective, it's not really that easy to get a Moab. So it means that a player who can get Moab has quite a decent amount of skill in this game, but you know, he doesn't use this skill to try to help you win the game, but just secure a Moab for himself. And it can be quite a bit stupid. And you know, like I said, I experienced this, you know, firsthand, and this was just one example. It happened quite a few times in the last 2-3 weeks. So I kind of started to look on this a little bit different. And now even when I go for Moabs, now I'm not going to say I'm never ever going to ignore the objective, because that would be just a lie. But I am kind of keeping a little bit more my eye on the score. And even if I go for Moab and I see I'm, you know, not really doing that well and that my team is losing, I will now very often abandon the quest for getting Moab and try to just, you know, win the game and stuff like that. Which, like I said, I'm not going to say that I will never ignore the objective again, because you know, that would be a straight lie. But I am kind of a lot more focused on winning the game right now, because I do understand how stupid can feel if someone just plays, you know, for score or something like that. And another thing I wanted to talk about is, however, like this is only when I go for Moab. So when I play with the soul kill streaks right here, I always try to win the game. From whenever I play, you know, domination, I always try to win the game. Like in this game, that doesn't necessarily always mean that I will always be jumping on the flags, even though I did capture at least, like, I don't know, maybe 5 flags in this game. I don't know, I didn't count it. And this is kind of one of the topic I wanted to talk about, you know, being the objective player, you know, what it means sometimes to try to play as a slayer, sometimes, you know, jumping on the flags. But you know, this video is not that long anymore, and I don't have enough topic to cover this. But like I said, the next game again will be a ground war domination with assault kill streaks. In that game it will be totally different. In that game we will also be losing, and I think even for more points that we are losing right now. But then in that game I will manage to capture the flags alone, like I just tried to capture B flag, but I die, and you know, it will be a totally different game, and we will win that game. I don't know when I will post this, tomorrow or the day after that, and in that game I will, you know, continue this discussion. Anyway, that kind of leaves me without a topic to talk about. So you know, I will just ask you if you can leave me some feedback about this game, and would you like to see more of these games with the soul kill streaks, or maybe I'll also have a Moab with support kill streak that I will post sometime in the next games. And basically my question is, would you like to see more games like this with the soul kill streaks, with maybe some support kill streak Moab, or whatever, you know. If you would like to see anything like that, please, you know, do let me know. I do appreciate any feedback that I get on my videos. Anyway, guys, I really don't have anything else to talk about, and I just don't want to, you know, talk some nonsense just so that I can finish this commentary. So I will leave you last couple of seconds only without a commentary, and you know, I guess I'll see you at the next video. See ya, guys.
Securing Charlie. Mission directive.